Looking for an opening that works against any black setup? Well, you've come to the right place. Today, I will be talking about the Botvinnik English. It's a system so venomous that after watching this video, you will be able to launch massive king-side attacks like this. First, remember these moves. You can ignore black for now. We will play c4, the English opening. c4 aims to control the d5 square without committing any central pawns yet. We play knight c3, developing our knight. Then, we play pawn g2 to g3, preparing to fianchetto the bishop. And we do so on the next turn. The bishop increases our control of the d5 square. d3, protecting the c4 pawn and opening our bishop's diagonal. Now, we initiate the Botvinnik. e4. Black will have absolutely no chance at opening the center anytime soon, and we have all the time we want expanding on the queen side or launching a king side attack. After setting up our central structure with c4, d3, and e4, we play knight ge2, a quiet but powerful move. This move comes with powerful intentions, one of which will be revealed soon. Castles. And now you've achieved the Botvinnik system, an opening invented by former world champion Mikhail Botvinnik. This is going to be your optimal setup for every game. We push our f-pawn 2 squares, seizing space on the king side, and we have ideas of f4 to f5, which can open lines against black's king. I'll explain how to annihilate black's king side later. However, it is crucial to understand the next idea first. Now we've explored one of the 3 main ideas of the Botvinnik English. We can move on to the other ideas of the opening. Let's say you reach a position like this. You're ready to launch your attack with f4. But there's a catch. If your opponent responds with bishop to g4, they'll pin your knight, and suddenly playing h3 becomes risky. If they capture, you lose one of your most vital attacking pieces, and your kingside initiative could collapse before it even begins. We play rook b1 and a3, supporting the b2 to b4 advance. We push b4, taking space in the queen side. By this point, black's position is noticeably worse. We have a spatial advantage, and our pawn will go to b5, dislodging the knight. Congratulations! You've reached the last main idea. After this, I will show a model game I played from my own experience over the board. Now, we will analyze the best responses against black's 3 typical threats. Let's say you've developed your bishop to e3, and black attempts to trade it off for his knight. You simply refuse and retreat back to d2, making the black knight look as useless as your appendix. You can kick it out later on the next move by pushing your h-pawn, after which you can put your bishop back on e3. Secondly, if black plays knight d4 after he has already played e5 and c5, we will ignore it and continue with our ideas. However, if the knight only has 1 pawn defender, we will take, and after they take back, we will move back the threatened knight back to e2. After black defends their pawn with e5, we will expand on the queen side and put our king on h2. Now, I will show you a pawn sacrifice variation that will devastate black's position. In this position, I chose to go f4, trying to go for an early kingside attack. Black decides to centralize his knight by jumping it to d4. However, we can go for the brilliant move f5. If black captures, thinking they've won a pawn, we don't recapture, but instead, we play the amazing bishop g5. If black gets greedy and takes another pawn, we first take the knight on d4, then play knight takes e4. Black is completely lost here. He is going to lose a piece and his king is extremely weak. Lastly, if your opponent also tries to expand on the queen side with rook b8, we will respond with a4, shutting down any ideas of b5. You've completed the 3 main parts of understanding the opening. We will analyze model games now. I'll start by showing you a game I played where black makes a random move, just to demonstrate that the Botvinnik setup is viable against virtually any black opening. We start with c4, and black responds with e5. I play g3 and black plays knight f6. So far, we've both developed normally. I play bishop g2, and they respond with bishop c5. This setup clearly deviates from the lines we've previously explored. Most notably, his bishop is placed on c5 instead of fianchettoed on g7. However, the Botvinnik is one of the most flexible openings out there, so adapting to the change poses no real problems. We will still get to steamroll him on the king side. Here, we are one step closer to finishing our setup. Black tries to disrupt us by playing bishop g4, pinning our knight to our queen. I play h3, forcing black to make a decision right away. He slides his bishop to h5, and I play g4. We have a powerful kingside initiative and will castle next turn. From here, black develops and we activate our second idea, domain expansion. I play king h2, freeing my pawn as it was previously pinned to the king. Black acknowledges our space advantage and attempts to break it down with a5, but we push our pawn and offer a trade. Black accepts, and I take back with the rook. They play h6, providing a luft for the king in the future and making sure that the bishop can retreat back to h7. With such a powerful kingside initiative, it is only natural that white begins his attack. After I get my knight into play on f4 and the black bishop retreats to h7, I have a promising attack. I will strike with g5. This was the reason why I took back with the rook on b5. Now I can recapture with the rook with a crushing attack. I put my knight on d5, centralizing it. They try to defend, but in comes bishop b2, sniping at the long diagonal. Black moves his limping king to h8. Freeing his g-pawn from the rook's pin. Black can now safely take back if white plays knight takes f6. But in comes the brilliant sacrifice, rook takes g7. Black recaptures, thinking that after knight h5, the king can run to f8, e7, and then d7. I take their knight, they take back, and I take with the knight, forking their rook and bishop. Black moves the bishop, expecting me to take the rook, but here, I play another brilliant move. Knight h7 check. Black is completely lost here, and I won his queen a couple moves later. He resigned shortly after. As you saw in the game, I implemented both our ideas and got a devastating attack. Most people under 1600 don't know how to defend, and usually just make backward retreating moves and lose space. This is what makes attacking so potent at beginner and intermediate level. Now, you can practice this opening. The more experience you have, the easier it will be for you to launch winning kingside attacks every game.